family said they last saw the 5-year-old at their home in Hawkins County, the Beach Creek community on June 17th.
Active so far.
Parents say she vanished within minutes from their home.
It's the bad person out there. We got no idea.
Investigators are not ruling out abduction. Suspicion has started to turn to her parents, Don Candus Wells.
Father Don Wells does have a criminal past.
Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson tells me everything is on the table. Their only goal is to find Summer, but they're saying it's difficult with circulating rumors on social media.
All of the different personalities involved, and just the mystery that this little girl is still missing.
So you want to move to the country, huh? Some of it's good, some of it's bad, but it's all part of country life. Right? We all have a different perspective on what the country is.
There's a small town feel when I think of Southern living. I think of that sort of everybody knows everybody, which is the way Nashville feels.
Yeah.
So what's your name?
Bill Jones.
Bill
Jones.
Jones, okay. And what's this artwork? It says redneck.
Yeah.
So is that a title you're proud of? Or is that you just kind of making,
here in the South.
do you take naps out here?
Yes, we sleep out here at night when it's cool.
Doesn't the traffic keep you on?
There's a lot of space. People are friendly.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little more laid back and sweet. I think my best memories of growing up in the South was just being outside. My mom would come out on the front porch and yell for dinner.
Like, what did she yell? She went, "Hey, y'all, come get this.
No.
Getting cold."
Something like that.
On that.
Oh,
Put her on camera.
if she wants to be on camera, sure.
Hey, honey, you want to be on camera? You want to be on camera?
Almost everyone in the country has guns. Everybody has guns. On a nice weekend, we usually hear guns from neighbors going off, echoing in the hollers and across the valley and the road. Everybody has a gun.
In the country, you need security, so make sure your home is well equipped.
How many dogs you got?
14.
Holy cow. 14 dogs, a donkey. Any other animals?
That's about it.
Just a few wild ones that come in and out here and there?
Goats and
In the country, you're bound to hit something with your pickup truck. Make sure you have a grill guard for those instances when a stray cow, a wild pig, a liberal, or a deer runs out in front of you. Always carry baling wire and chains in the bed of your truck. Make sure you always have duct tape. It can fix anything.
I grew up in a really small town. How big is your town?
3,500.
Yeah, mine's small. I was 1,800.
Wow.
But similar, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, Mayberry. Just barbershop, drugstore, diner, 2 stoplights.
We only have one.
Well, for a while we had.
Yeah. Now we have another one.
Do you?
I'll buy the one more.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Moving on up.
we cook right here on this.
No kidding. Are there a lot of folks around that live like this, or is this unique?
Just me. Put the wood in there, put the grill on it.
What do you make?
Hamburgers, hot dogs, corn dogs, pizza,
How do you keep your food cold?
ice chest and ice.
There is a mutual respect sort of shown for one another.
How do you go into town? How far is that?
8 miles.
You walk 8 miles to get groceries?
Well, somebody give me a ride, but if they don't, yeah, I'll walk it.
Oh my.
I've always managed to get a ride back,
And if there's some good food and some iced tea thrown in there, nothing wrong with that.
Cholesterol.
Yes.
That's Southern living.
People who grew up in the South, including myself, will tell you it's a completely different world than life in a big city. We played in the creeks, caught crawdads and salamanders, got filthy dirty making mud pies, ran around barefoot in the summer, swung on vines until my brother's vine broke and he fell on an old rusty truck. We played hide and seek in the dark, we used flashlights and called it Spotlight. We did all kinds of crazy stuff that nowadays people would deem as extremely dangerous. So when I saw pictures of Summer with a dirty face and no shoes on, it looked no different to me than my own childhood. Summer looked like a country girl, a little tomboy growing up in the South. It wasn't until more and more information came out that I would start to believe that Summer may have been in a very dangerous situation, and that Summer probably wasn't living in a typical loving Southern home. The Wells family lived in a very small rural area in Tennessee. No one had ever heard of the Beach Creek area in Hawkins County, Tennessee, until 5-year-old Summer Wells went missing on June 15th, 2021.
Tonight, radio scanner traffic from emergency dispatchers. The night Summer Wells disappeared. Take a listen.
So when her mother called me, she says, "Where's Summer?" She was down in the basement. She was an answer, so she went down there. She was gone. So she went out the basement door. She was unlocked.
It's unlikely Summer would leave the house on her own. Wells says the last time anyone in the family saw Summer was when she entered the house to play in the basement after gardening with her mother and grandmother.
5-year-old Summer Wells has been missing.
Family said they last saw the 5-year-old at their home in Hawkins County, the Beach Creek community on June 15th.
Investigators are not ruling out abduction.
Do they have an update?
Unfortunately, they say they have more questions than answers at this point.
Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson tells me everything is on the table. Their only goal is to find Summer.
In a case that's been hijacked by drama and the focus completely taken away from the most important aspect, where do you begin?
And I want to go.
In the beginning, we didn't hear from Candus. Don was the only one giving interviews to the local news.
So when her mother come in, she says, "Where's Summer?" She went down in the basement. She didn't answer, so she went down there and she was gone. So she went out the basement door, which was unlocked, and we haven't seen her since. Some bad person grabbed her, but we have no idea. He beat her brains out. We covered everything that we can think of already. Looks like it's still back to somebody abducted her.
Are you involved with some people that could have possibly done that?
No. I try to stay involved with church people and good people and stuff like that. So must be for my kids' sake.
It's been rough, but we know, we believe in the resurrection. Just pray that God, His awesome power, for His name's sake, please let Summer be okay. Never seen so many Christians in one place in my life. Like I say, that's pretty awesome to see that. And I just hope God in His mercies will deliver Summer home to us.
He kept talking about Summer in the past tense.
Loved everybody in that church, or she loves everybody in that church. I should rephrase that because they'll tear that apart as past tense, and I apologize again for that.
He kept bringing up his church, which people found odd, and no one was buying that Don Wells was a churchgoer.
That's the kind of people we try to relate with and socialize with. So we don't know anything about, no red truck, or we hardly know many of our neighbors. I mean, because we just try to be around good people. All we can hope for is for God to produce a miracle for all the Christian folks around here, because there's so many people praying.
I spent the day looking into Donald Wells' previous charges in Utah, Arkansas, and Tennessee. The Arkansas charges include possession of controlled counterfeit substances without a prescription and burglary. Those charges occurred between 2006 and 2007. In Utah, Wells faced multiple charges from 1990 to 2001. He pled guilty to attempted aggravated assault, interfering with a public servant, forgery, burglary of a dwelling, and theft. When we asked Wells earlier this week if he would like to address his criminal history, he said, quote, "It's in the past and we'll leave it there," end quote. We also asked Wells about charges in Hawkins County. According to police reports, Wells was arrested in October 2020 and charged with domestic assault, possession of a handgun while under the influence, and unlawful possession of a weapon, following an incident with Summer's mother.
We worked it out. She's apologized to me. She's went to the district attorneys. She even talked to the judge and told him that she made a serious mistake, and that's the end of it.
According to Hawkins County court documents, this is not the first time officers were dispatched to the home on Ben Hill Road. They were there on October 14 for a domestic assault. Summer's mom, Candus Bly, told officers Donald Wells came home drunk and saw someone else in the house and believed that Bly was cheating on him.
I was in Utah, so she was thinking one thing and I was thinking another, but once we got to talk and figure things out, we smoothed it all out. I mean, it's just we weren't on the same page, a lack of communication.
The following day, Bly filed an order of protection against Wells. In the order, she says Wells drinks and throws things and that he was mentally and physically abusive. She said, quote, "I am afraid for my children and myself."
Because we were fighting, of course, people are going to tell the police whatever to get their way. We worked it out. She's apologized to me.
4 days later, Bly asked for the charges to be dismissed. Wells pleaded guilty to possession of a handgun while under the influence and turned the weapon over to the sheriff's office. The domestic assault charges and unlawful possession of a handgun were dismissed.
She's went to the district attorneys. She even talked to the judge and told him that she made a serious mistake, and that's the end of it. She didn't get hurt, and I never hurt nobody.
Everyone was asking, where's Candus? Dawn allegedly wasn't even there when Summer got gone. So why is Candus not speaking? Why is Dawn telling Candace's story for her?
She was planting flowers with her mother and her grandmother, and she wanted to go into the house. So my wife watched her go into the door, and she went into the house, and the boys were on the internet, of course, and she wanted to go downstairs and play with her boys. So when her mother come in, she says, "Where's Summer?" She went down in the basement. She didn't answer, so she went down there, and she was gone. So she went out the basement door, which was unlocked, and we haven't seen her since.
Finally, she spoke and did an interview where she told her story of what happened that day. An exact replica, word for word, of the same story that Dawn told.
Me and my mother and her were planting flowers, and we went in after we got done washing our hands, and she got a piece of candy from Grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers, and I said okay, and I walked her all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV, and I told the boys, I said, "Watch Summer, I'll be back," and within 2 minutes I came back, and I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said, "She went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom." I said, "Okay." And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone.
She was just gone.
She looked a little bit out of it.
A lot. I know she didn't walk away from this property by herself or off this yard by her swing. I feel in my heart that somebody has came up here and took her, has lured her away from here.
And by this time, people already began digging into her social media accounts. We saw pictures taken inside Summer's home with unfinished floors, electrical wires hanging, and a cluttered mess in the background. The condition of the home, paired with the parents' odd behavior in interviews and what was seen on Candace's social media, this was enough to pique the interest of the public and create suspicion that Don and Candace were not good parents and that they likely knew more than what they were saying. We learned from a video on TikTok that someone was with them earlier in the day before Summer went missing. A boy we'll call H. Everyone was asking, who is this teenage boy who throws up gang signs and was swimming with Summer? Candace nor Don ever mentioned H or his mom Allie in their interviews. Nothing had been shared about what they had done earlier in the day on June 15th. In fact, it was through H and Allie that we first learned that Grandma was also with them that day.
I want to get out the house anyways.
Sure.
I ain't even gonna put it to her, I just want to get out the house.
Okay. And so what happened then?
And then her grandmother calls her and says to come pick her up when we're sitting right there.
Oh, interesting.
When they began to tell what they knew, we would learn so much more. They cleared up some things, but they would also open up the floodgates of lies and misconceptions.
But when we left, I think she had shorts on at first.
Okay.
Yeah, because she had shorts on because her mom put her bathing suit on her.
Miss Allison, do you know?
No.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Their stories would cause chaos and mass confusion because none of their stories matched.
She asleep.
I didn't even see her sleep. I just got out the car because she wanted to talk to her.
Okay, got it.
About the thing for that Friday, the water park.
Got it. But where's Summer?
She was still in the middle. I wasn't really paying attention to her, to be honest.
Okay. Okay, that's cool.
I wasn't even paying attention at that point. I just wanted to go inside. We just wanted my girl to come over a bit. Sure. That's the whole point.
Is Summer hurt by this point, you think? Okay, got it.
About the thing for that Friday, the water park.
Got it. But where's Summer?
She was still in the middle. I wasn't really paying attention to her, to be honest.
Okay. Okay, that's cool.
I wasn't even paying attention at that point. I just wanted to go inside. We just wanted my girl to come over a bit. That's the whole point.
Is Summer hurt by this point, you think?
Candace's account was different than H's account, and even H's own mother, Allie, her account was different than her own son's. H said when Candace came to his house that day that she took Summer inside to put her bathing suit on.
But when we left, I think she had shorts on at first.
Okay.
Yeah, because she had shorts on because her mom put her bathing suit on her.
Okay. Where did she put her bathing suit on her? Do you know?
Inside.
In the house?
Yes.
So she changed her in the house?
Yeah.
Did she take the clothes with her?
Yeah.
Miss Allison, do you know?
No.
Okay.
I don't remember.
She was dead asleep in the bathroom.
That's fine. That's fine. So she changes her clothes here, and she takes her clothes with her?
Yeah.
Okay, then what happened?
He said Candace bought him a vape and an alcoholic drink called a Twisted Tea.
Okay, so she gives you the alcohol?
Yeah.
Did you ask for it?
Not until after she got it.
Okay.
I mean,
So,
I'm gonna lie.
no, okay, so after she bought it, you said, hey, can I have that?
Yeah, she just said yeah.
And she just kicked it onto you, gave it to you?
She does that. You can ask her.
Okay, well, I'll ask you, because you're the one, if she handed it to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what about the
vape?
Yeah, the vape.
Oh, we was both in it.
He said Summer fell on a rock while they were swimming, and he had to jump in and save her.
And what did you do?
I just threw my shirt down and just threw myself into that water to see if she's okay.
Okay, so you got scared.
A little bit, yeah. I just pull her up, bring her over my shoulders. I say, "Are you okay?" She goes, "Yeah."
Did she spit up water or anything?
She did spit up water.
Was she laughing?
She was just laughing. Yeah.
He said Don called Candus in the car, telling her about a man who was trying to touch the kids being on the property.
Who's that?
Some dude named I have no idea who it was.
Okay.
Is that he's been up on the property for a week or two trying to, like, I guess she said touch the little kids. That's what I was told.
He's trying to have what?
Touch the little kids.
Touch the kids?
Like, give him a hug or something.
What do you think? Do you think that's true?
I mean, it could be, because she's had this, name was Billy, right? Yes, Billy.
He said when they stopped by the grocery store, Candus handed him the milk, and he put the milk in the middle, in between him and Summer.
It's out right now.
Right. But
the opposite around.
Got it. So it's facing that way.
Yeah.
And you're getting out on this side. And where do you put the milk?
I set him in the middle.
At some point, how did the milk bottles get on the other side of her? Do you know?
I have no idea then.
There's going to be a lot of questions about that, though. I'll give you a heads up, okay? A lot of folks are going to ask about, well, how'd that happen, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm just giving you, a heads up on that, okay? Just so you know, okay?
Gotcha.
How did the milk get rearranged?
I have no idea. I mean, I could have said I'm there when I got out the car.
That's fine.
But I'm telling you now, I really don't remember anything but talking to her.
Got it.
At that point.
No problem.
I don't even remember how I got out the car. That's
fine. That's fine.
I thought I was totally sitting in the middle the entire time, but I guess not.
He didn't give a clear answer as to whether or not Summer was asleep when they dropped him off.
I have no idea then, because she said that she was sleeping on the door, but when I got out the car, she wasn't even at the door. She was in the middle.
Was she sleeping on you?
Nah.
Was she asleep?
I didn't even see her asleep. I just got out the car because she wanted to talk to her.
Okay, got it.
He also said after TBI talked to him, Candus came by to ask him what he had told them. When he said, "I just told them the timeline of what had happened," she replied, "That better be it." H claimed that Candus didn't want him telling law enforcement that she had bought him a twisted tea and vapes. He mentioned that Candus had left her phone on the table and claimed that he secretly went through her phone and found text messages to Candus's drug dealer that said, "It's done." Candus later called H a liar and denied most of his claims. First, Candus said she did not take Summer inside H's house to change Summer into her bathing suit. She said because it was so hot that she had put Summer's bathing suit on before they left that day. Even though later she said that Grandma drinks Mountain Dew like her and that she hated tea. She said she sat the vapes in the center console and insinuated that H possibly stole them. Candus said that Don did call her while H was with them, but that he was only asking when she would be home. He never mentioned anything about anyone being on the property. When questions were asked during his interview, he would almost immediately take back things he had said. Summer almost drowning changed to, well, she was only under the water for 5 seconds.
Straight up. So in that moment where she's in the water, how much time do you think, just a guesstimate, between the moment you saw her underwater and the moment you got her up out of the water?
At least like 4 seconds.
Okay, 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So
the man who tried touching the kids, he actually liked Grandma, and Candus never allowed her kids around him.
Billy was up there doing that stuff until he got arrested.
He was an old drunk that was a friend of theirs that used to get in arguments with his wife.
And go
his
up
wife
to their
would
house.
take him out, and he would go up there and sleep in one of the sheds on the property.
got it. And who was Billy trying to touch?
Well, Billy has a hots for Grandma.
The grandma.
Got it. But what about the kids?
Oh no, he wasn't around the little kids. His mom wouldn't allow that. Grandma.
So why would...
Other things he said just didn't make sense. The deleted text messages to the drug dealer, he said he saw those in the recently deleted part of Candus's phone, but deleted text messages don't show up there. Only deleted photos and videos do. So unless Candus actually took screenshots of those text messages to her drug dealer and then deleted them, H's story cannot be true. H continuously yawns during his interview, which most would say is a sign of deception. He said he didn't know why he was yawning so much.
I said, y'all want to come over here for a bit? Because she's going to be in the hospital for a while. And so next thing you know, I tapped Mom. And so Mom, she said it was okay. And supposedly the kids went to work with the father. And so then her grandmother calls her and says to come pick her up when we're sitting right there. All I heard was...
And how did you hear it?
But when we left, I think she had shorts on at first.
So she changed her in the house?
Yeah.
Did she take the clothes with her?
Yeah.
Okay, then what happened?
But then...
And where's Summer?
Summer, she is on the driver's side, in the back seat.
Okay.
Nah.
Was she asleep?
I didn't even see her asleep. I just got out the car because she wanted to talk to her.
You would think that H's mom, Allie's story would match up with her son's story, right? Well, it doesn't exactly. Hunter said he thought Summer was awake when they dropped him off, but Allie said that Summer was asleep, that Summer looked exactly like she did in the video that was taken on the ride home, asleep on those milk jugs.
I really don't remember anything but talking to her.
Got it.
At that point.
No problem. What do you think, Miss Allison? How's that milk get rearranged?
I don't know, that milk was there when they pulled up like that.
Okay, but Hunter had the milk in the middle.
In the middle.
And so now the milk's on the other side of Summer. How does that happen?
I don't know.
I don't either, and that's why I'm asking.
Grandma's door handle in the back was broken on the inside. During Candace's interview, she said that when they got to Warrior's Path, she went to the back to let H and Summer out. Allie doesn't say that she opened the door to let H out. If she didn't, then someone, either Candace or Grandma, would have had to have gotten out of the truck to let him out. Not a big deal, probably nothing. But Hunter made a comment that made it seem like Summer got out of the truck.
She pulls up, she gets out the car with Summer.
And you're getting out on this side. And where do you put the milk?
I set him in the middle because Summer had to... Did she even get out the car or did I?
Did she even get out the car or did I?
I thought she got out the car too. I don't remember that.
Okay.
I thought she got out the car too. I don't remember that.
Okay.
We still don't know when and where Summer was changed into that hot outfit in 80-degree weather. H mentioned this outfit. He said Candace put that outfit on Summer that they had bought for her to wear to a water park in Jonesboro.
When she got changed from swimming, they had bought her an outfit to put on because they were supposed to go to Jonesboro, I think. Yeah, Jonesboro for this big park, like water park.
Okay.
That outfit to a water park. And Jonesboro rings a bell because that's where Don was allegedly working on June 15th. So it's extremely suspicious that he would say that. The conclusion that I came to about H and Allie is that they aren't telling the truth. I don't know what they're lying about or why, but I don't believe their stories. These were allegedly the last people to see Summer before she went home that day. But they've discredited themselves, and I don't trust the things that they've said. Most of these people, with the exception of the church, were initially suspected because of things that Don Wells had said. He has pointed fingers in every direction, telling people, look here, look there, look at this person. He's told people, look at Jody Sue and Andy, look at Dobbs, look at Dudley. Eventually these people began to turn on the Wells. They spoke out against the claims that Don had made. Jody Sue told stories of how Candus would drink while she was pregnant with Summer. She accused Don of being a peeping Tom, among many other things. Dudley agreed to be interviewed and disputed the things that Don had said about him. He claimed he's not the crazy meth head Don has made him out to be. He described Don's strange behavior at work, including writing all of the signs of a meth head on the walls at a house that they were working on, which Don later admitted himself that he was the one who had done that, after blaming Dudley for it. Dudley also said that he had seen Don smoking weed with Josie, his 11-year-old son, on the job, and that he had also seen Don backhand his son. Dudley also explained that the week of Summer's disappearance, he worked on Sunday and Don didn't show up. He said Monday, Don came to work in his wife's Subaru. He told the same story of how the boss was making fun of Don for using their brand new car for work, and said that Don had never driven the Subaru to work before in the 2 months that he had worked with him. This was the day before Summer was reported missing, Monday, the same day that Don fired Dudley. He said Don was not acting like himself that day, and he looked like he had just lost his best friend. According to Dudley, the day that Don describes as the day that Summer went missing was actually Monday, June 14th, not Tuesday, June 15th. Which means Don is explaining what he did on Monday at work instead of what he did on Tuesday at work, the day that Summer went missing. If this is true and Don and Candus are covering something up, then something may have happened to Summer on Sunday. This is something I've always suspected. This makes a lot of sense to me. It makes sense because there's been plenty of time for phone records and GPS to come back, and still no one has been cleared as a suspect. Police may not even know for sure what happened on what day. If they can't determine when Summer was seen for the last time, it would make it hard to determine if someone is a suspect or not. Reports say that she was reported missing by her family on June 15th, not that she was last seen on that day. I'd bet Summer was not seen on any surveillance footage anywhere on June 15th. Reports also say that her family said she was last seen in a pink and gray shirt and pants. The wording makes me think that these are not known facts that investigators have been able to verify. They're only things reported to them by the parents. Don Candus and I guess Grandma have all passed lie detector tests. This was confirmed by Sheriff Lawson. Normally I would think, okay, they're innocent, but something just doesn't sit right with me. For one, they've shown themselves to be on substances or a lot of alcohol. Could they have stayed clean long enough to do the test? Another explanation could be that maybe something was arranged in a way that Don and Candus didn't know the details of it, so that they would be able to pass a lie detector test.
It's always going to be that way in this world, and we just want to focus on the good friends and Christian people that are trying to help us and praying for us and praying for Summer.
Don and Candus Wells have spoke very little of Summer in terms of her characteristics or her personality.
She also liked the song by New Breed. It was called House, My House. She sung that a lot of times when I played it on the TV. She loved to dance. She loved Frozen. She loved to be that Elsa.
And I think she really loved to be in church because she felt a lot of love there.
Her best friend in that church was Robin. She loved her to death.
A woman that was professional, that
was pretty,
yeah,
beautiful.
She looked up to those kind of women. She'd give them a run for their money every day. She'd give them a run for their money, and there was times, you know, we'd we'd be, you know, that our boys like, don't do this and don't do that. Next thing you know, a stick would come up and it would just whop them, you know, and it'd be like, Summer, don't do that.
Summer was the boss of the family. She
Typical girl.
When they get out of line, she'd put them in line. She loved to play in the mud.
She could pull herself up on that swing, her full body weight with her 2 hands. And she can do that. None of the other boys can do that, but she can.
She swing around like a monkey. She could pull her body weight up on a swing. The boys can't do that.
Because she loved to be outside all the time. That was her, unfortunately, her downfall.
She was a tomboy. I shaved my head. She wanted to have her head shaved like me and the boys.
She loves to dance. She liked to think of herself as a princess, and and all that, like all young girls do.
I'll tell you a little story. These monkey spiders, this one I just showed you, they're like a jumping spider. And Summer used to play with them all the time. Summer would carry them around in her hand and play with them all the time. Yeah, they're harmless. She would carry them around and play with them. No, she would find them in the yard and play with them. Where'd he go?
Them granddaddy long legs would freak me out when I was little.
Summer like animals.
When they caught fish, she'd give them a kissy and let them go. I mean, that's what Summer and Candus done.
Look, all my kids would eat that right out of the can.
Me too. I did too. I'd come home from school and open a can, salmon, and just eat with a fork.
My kids, Summer and the boys would come home and they would just, whatever they wanted to eat, they'd eat all day long.
Fortunately, her downfall is a lot of times the boys would be inside and we'd be like, "Where's Summer? Why'd you leave her out there alone? Go get Summer now." And that's happened over and over again. And we'd come out and she would always be close by, but we was always coming up. She had to be outside. She was an outdoor person. And
she loved to be outside.
Yep.
We've heard some of the same stories over and over, as if their memory of Summer is very limited, or possibly it's just too painful for them to talk about.
She would always want me. She says, "Daddy, hold my hand so I can twirl." And she would just like to twirl and twirl and twirl until my arm got tired. She would always want me. She says, "Daddy, hold my hand so I can twirl." She would just like to twirl and twirl and twirl, twirl and twirl and twirl, twirl and twirl and twirl until my arm got tired.
After a full week of searching and still no sign of his little girl, Wells cherishes the last time he saw her.
The night before, she asked me to hold her hand where she could twirl. She loved to do that, and that's the last time I really got to spend time with her.
It was so great watching life through her eyes. The happiness. She was always happy. She loved to go to church. It was just so awesome watching her grow up.
I just had this intense love for her.
I just never expected for anyone to get a hold of my heart like she has.
She had to be by me. She just had to be by me. Yeah, she loves me to death. I can say just one harsh word to her and she would break down. I'd have to apologize for it to her 10 times over. Right. I mean, it just kills me that she's gone. And we tried to make her sleep in her own bed, and she'd come to me with big tears in her eyes and say, "But Daddy, I want to sleep with you. I want to be with you." I couldn't say no. I just couldn't. For 5 years, all her life.
Every night?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's a bond.
Years, 18 months or so. Summer, when she was born, she didn't want her mother. She only wanted me.
Wow.
And that just blew me away. I was like, I just couldn't believe it. That she only wanted me. And Candus coerced her all these years by taking her to all these places, fishing and stuff. And it took all this time to get. But Summer loved her mother. It took time. And I don't know why she was just so attached to me like that. I've never had anything like that happen to me before. And I was just so thankful. I thank God. Because I've never had anybody love me like that. I'm really tore up. I loved her with all my heart. And she loved me with all her heart. I couldn't believe somebody could love me like that and look up to me like that. I don't know why she loved me so much, because nobody else in this world ever loved me like that. Because I try to guard my heart as much as I can, but she holds my heart in her little hands. And I love her with all my heart.
In certain places, even when I talked to you last time, your thought about, maybe she's dead and buried. Where did that come? Where did that come from? Because the dream that I had, I'll just go ahead and tell you, I was at a construction site, but this was a commercial construction site. I haven't been commercial since I left Houston, but this had these real big steel studs in it, and the day was just it was more beautiful than any day I've ever seen in my life. It was like perfect, and this building I in was beautiful, and I was working on it, and Summer was sitting there on the floor playing with her dolls or something, and she was dressed beautifully. I've never seen her so more beautiful, and the dream was like heaven, I guess you could say. And I said, "Summer, where were you?" And she says, "Down the road," and it was just like a perfect, beautiful dream, that I can't explain. I haven't had no other dream since whatsoever. And then Candus's dream was that they were fishing for Summer, and she caught a fish, and she was really super happy, and she reeled it in, she'd give it huggies and kisses, and let it go, and that was the end of her dream. And But yeah, and then had a woman in Florida contact me, said that she had a dream, and she said something about take care of Yucky, you know, make sure you tell Daddy take care of the dogs and stuff. And the woman's asking me, what does Yucky mean? And I says that was her dog named Lucky. She couldn't say Lucky, so we called it Yucky, and that's how they got his name. And she couldn't pronounce it Lucky. A woman in Canada had a dream that she was sitting there on a bench with her swing on a porch, and she says, "Can I tell you a secret?" She says, "I miss my daddy. I used to stroke her hair and tell her I love her." And I told her that's what I used to do all the time. Someone says, "Can I tell you a secret?" You know. But that's what makes me think that she could possibly be gone, you know. Some of her last thoughts. Because, you know, when you're in a bad situation, some of the thoughts you have before it's over, you know, or whatever, you know, like that. It might be something like that, you know, I don't know. But nobody's had any dreams, and I haven't had no dreams. Candace had a dream today that people were out to kill her and were chasing her everywhere, but I says, well, that ain't too far-fetched. I mean, you know, I'm not sure, because I just woke up and they stayed in bed and I got gone to work. I'm not sure, but I know the picture of her wearing where she's asleep by the milk jugs. That's what she was wearing when she was kidnapped. That's the outfit she was going to wear to her first day of school. And we do, you know, them dogs, everybody keeps talking about them dogs, but they're the stupidest damn things. And they also will go away for days and then come back. I don't know where the heck they go, but they do. And they weren't there that day. I don't know where they go, but there's been times, like I say, they've disappeared for days and they'll come dragging back all tired and beat up and hungry, you know, and stuff like that. We don't know where they go. Well, they say, you know, it's really strange because I thought it was 5:30, but the 911 call says 6:30, 6:26 is when the first call come in. And that could well be. Sometimes I work till sunset, you know, but I thought it was 5:30. But the strange thing of it is, when we went to the Hawkins County to do our lie detectors and everything like that, they took all of our phones. And then, magically, all of our phone records from 3:30 on that day have been deleted. Yeah, me, my wife's, and her mother have all been deleted from 3:30 on. Well, at first I thought, you know, it's got to be some sicko hillbilly druggie, you know, drug her out in the woods or, you know, or something, or somebody put her in her car and took her not too far away or whatever like that. But I'm starting to wonder if it isn't some high-end thing. Maybe somebody's seen her on Facebook, because my wife was always posting stuff on Facebook. It could have been, you know, she could be anywhere. My mind just goes back and forth. I don't have any idea. She was asleep by my side when I woke up. I'd say about 7. Can I get earlier? 6:30 or 7, somewhere in that. All I remember is when I woke up is her feet and her foot being under me, kind of, you know. I remember her being there, and I covered her up a little bit or whatever and left. And she slept just right between me and Mom every night, you know. Yeah, I just went to work, normal day. Luckily, you know, I guess that a couple guys I talked to that day, and the big boss that seen me that day knows where I was. And it wasn't 30 minutes, 40 minutes after Jamie left. From we sit there and talk for 30 minutes, just sit there and talk. You know, the car was just sitting there, and I'm paying these payments, you know, $600 a month plus the insurance. You know, and it's just sitting there, and I thought, well, I might as well get some use out of it. And I threw all my tools in there and started driving for a little while, just because, you know, I think she said she was either at Walgreens or headed to the lake, or I can't remember. You know, but that's why I thought, well, I might as well just stay and work. You know, that's just what I do. Well, she called frantic, panicking, and I said, well, just in case, hang up and call 911. And you know, and I thought it was, for some reason, I thought it was 5:30. To be honest with you, I don't trust police. You know, we showed them all the information on our phones because they wanted to know. They wanted to know the timelines. We showed them right then. When I got there, they wanted to know all that. And they wrote it all down. But I was on Messenger with Candace, and she was driving her mother's truck around looking for her in the area. So I talked to her the whole way there, and it's really kind of weird that we was able to talk all the way there, because normally we don't have a connection like that. You know, I don't even know what she was doing. I think talking to the police and probably just standing there looking at her, whatever, I don't know, looking for Summer. And then once all the police started arriving, they, you know, bottlenecked all the roads, you know, nobody could move. So there was in a state of confusion and panic, I'd say. You know.
Was there a car at the bottom of your driveway when you pulled up? Like a cop car or anybody? You just pulled right
There was nobody there. I was the first one there. Well, that's why I drove down to the bottom, because I didn't even go to the house. I went straight by that shed on the bottom. I got that little dirt road. I went past that and went straight down that hill, straight to the creek. And that's when I seen my boys. And then I seen my neighbor Don walking to the left side. The boys were on the other side of the hill. And well, I figured they was looking all over the house, you know. But and I was thinking, well, they probably ain't been out on property yet or anything. So that's what made me drive down there first. Yeah, that's ours. What I did. I don't know if I checked it then or later, but I know I did go in there and look. But I'm not sure when if it was right then or. I might have parked and walked in there and looked real quick. I just don't remember. But once I knew she was gone, I went to the top of the house and went up the driveway up there. Well, once the police started arriving and everything, I was like, man, I'm going to go question all these damn drug dealers or anything like that. And, you know, and they reluctantly said, you know, go ahead. I says, I think y'all should put pressure on them and get a list of every person they know. And then if it was me, I'd lock them up, whatever, and then start asking questions, but it's not up to me.
Questions have come up about what Candus might know. Could she have gotten herself into a situation where it wasn't her fault, but
no.
You know what I mean?
Well, I thought, well, that's a good thing, you know.
Well, yeah, we knew that. You know, that would be dumb to hide an accident. That was just stupid.
Well, yeah, some people make mistakes, though, don't they? Not mistakes.
Well, it's happened before.
Is all, you know. And some people do, you know, dumb stuff, I guess you could call it.
Well, people have, you know, had accidents and then hid the body and they said that someone killed them and they've done all that stuff, but that's not the case with us.
What if it was an accident? Well, you know, well, that's different, you know. And accidents happen, you know. Right. And could this have been an accident? I have no idea. I know if Candus, you know, had an accident or something, she'd call the authorities right away. Right. I know that. She's not devious like that. She's a good person. I believe you. She wants to be a good person. Well, I think if that was the case, she would have either called me or authorities right away. I don't think they would do that because I think they realize, you know, even this much later, if it was an accident, it's better to go to the authorities and tell the truth. You know, accident's an accident. I don't think they're that stupid like that. I'm just saying I don't think they would. I just don't see that. You know, and I thought about that scenario myself, but when I think about the day that she called me hysterically and freaking out and everything, you know, I just don't think so.
When I had a phone conversation with Don before, I said the same exact thing to him. And I said, people hide accidents. And he says, yeah, they do. And then they hide the body and then it's worse after that. And I go, what? It's just, he's laying out a scenario. He's laid all kinds of scenarios out, but it's almost like a valve that's leaking. You know,
exactly.
He's, well, yeah, but, or it's possible, but like when he said that he didn't trust Candus's friends, you know, I don't think she'd do anything, but, you know, and he leaves all these openings, so.
You know, everybody's focused on me and Candus, and I've been trying to tell them from the beginning. When the cops first started pulling into our house, that she's not here.
In my heart and in my mind, she was abducted. Someone snuck up there and we weren't exactly paying attention, and we don't know if they come in the basement and grabbed her, or if she stepped outside the basement and was walking to her swing or something. Well, I knew right away that she was abducted. You know, I knew that right away, and that's what I told them from the beginning. But they have to go through their, you know, I forget the word.
Investigation.
They have to do one step at a time, I guess. But my biggest fear is, you know, her being tormented or locked in a dungeon or basement or something.
Something just seems off about Don's plea for Summer to come home.
If there's any way you can find it in your heart to please release her somehow, I don't know how you might do that. I mean, you're probably scared of going to prison for the rest of your life and everything else, I'm sure. But please find it in your heart, have mercy, and find a way of letting her go.
Don asking for mercy has never set well for me. To ask for mercy insinuates that something was done wrong, and asking for Summer's abductor to have mercy makes me wonder if blame is being put on Summer. Listen to the definition of mercy. Compassion or forgiveness shown towards someone whom it is within one's power to punish or harm. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I don't like it.
Where we can get her back, and just please have mercy on her, and you know, and us, and her brothers. And she's such a loving, good spirit. Please don't hurt her. Please let her come home.
Some of his statements indicate that they have given up on Summer since day one.
Do you think she's alive? Well, I'm not sure. She's either in a really well-to-do place or it was her last thoughts.
She disappeared without a trace. They haven't found anything, haven't found a body, nothing.
The times before, it's always been the parents, too. So something has happened to her. I see her in the resurrection. You know, Jesus pointed out, you know, this life is nothing. But this death is nothing. It's the second death we go. That's the one we got. It was the second death, not this.
To me, it's quite clear that Don had zero hope for Summer, starting on June 15th when Summer disappeared. And he said he just knew she was gone. And he never found any hope for Summer's return.
I can't blame them or whatever, but I'm upset. I'm really upset, you know. But it's too little too late now. I mean, maybe my kids are looking at it like, well, maybe God will bring her back, or I don't know. But statistically speaking, I mean, there's a good chance she's already dead if you look at it statistically. And I hate to think that I love her with all my heart, but only God, you know, if nothing else, you know, I'll see her in the resurrection. As long as I keep the commandments and I do what I'm supposed to do, I'll see her in the commandments. If that's the case, you know.
But you never give up on it, because you never know. You never know, Don. There is that chance that she's still out there, you know.
There's that 1% chance, basically 1%.
Yeah, but you know, if you...
It's too little, too late. That's what Summer Wells' father says about how authorities handled his daughter's disappearance. The 5-year-old disappeared from her home in a remote area of Hawkins County 29 days ago. Don Wells tells the Kingsport Times News that he is 100% sure his daughter was abducted, likely by someone hiding in the woods. He also says that there is a good chance that she is not alive. Wells says it was so horrific knowing that someone abducted her, and the cops are looking all around our house knowing that she's not there. It's too little, too late now.
Down there, and she was gone. So she went out the basement door, which was unlocked, and we've never seen her since. Some bad person grabbed her, and we have no idea.
And you know, when you see cases like that, that's why I lose hope on Summer. You know, I want to keep hope, but sometimes I lose hope, and I think, well, maybe we won't never see her again. You know, so I start thinking in past tense. Sorry, but I'm trying to keep hope up. I'm trying to keep my prayers up and all that.
I'm not saying that it would be easy to be hopeful in this situation, but there are parents out there that have been reunited with their child after 30 years. It's very strange for them to talk like this only days into Summer being missing.
I beat all the police there, and I went straight to the apartment. I see everybody looking. I knew she was gone. I knew right then, that very second, that she was gone. And I knew my heart just sank right there. I just knew it, that somebody took her. And I knew I just knew she was gone. I mean, because I was trying to tell them she's not lost in the woods. Somebody has taken her. I just knew that she was headed down the road somewhere in somebody's car. And then when I pulled up there, I knew that she was gone. Since she's not here, I come to that conclusion right away. I knew, like I say, my heart just sank right there. I just knew she was gone. I've always knew that something was going to happen to Summer. Something in my gut has always told me, and I've always told Candus, watch her closely. That's my baby. Do not let nothing happen to her. I told her that all the time. I don't know. I couldn't put my finger on it. I didn't know what it was, or I just always had this feeling that something was going to happen to her. I didn't know if she was just going to get accidentally run over. I didn't know what it was. I just knew it was something. I just had this intense love for her. I think she knew something too. I don't know if you believe in guardian angels or what, but it's something. Many times before, it's always been the parents too. So.
It seems as if he has knowledge about what happened and has accepted the outcome.
Hey Don, what's up?
Oh, not much. What y'all up to?
Nothing, just sitting here talking to Ernie. What you been doing? Working?
Working my ass off as usual.
It is. Ernie's up here.
How are you doing?
I'm all right. What are you doing?
Not much. Sitting around enjoying life.
Ernie been in the hospital. His kidneys shut down on him, Don.
Oh, man. Damn it, man. Is it clearing up? Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good now. Doing good. Doing well.
I hope so. Too damn young to die, man. I've seen a lot of people die. I'm not gonna get into everything, but yeah. I've seen a lot of people die. I'm not gonna get into everything, but yeah. There's a lot of babies missing. It's just wrong. Right. People just got evil minds. That people are screwed up in the head for one reason or the other.
Have you all talked about the Cold Case Foundation, both of you, without Chris and Donna?
We checked into it somewhat, but we're gonna check into it further.
But that would be good if they could, come in and have new eyes look at the case. It's amazing what they can come in and do, and look at with fresh eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's worth a try. Anything's worth a try.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd do anything to get Summer back, but I heard, an expert say that after Summer's time passes, there's only a 1% chance that you'll ever see your baby again. And that's just been so discouraging in my mind. But I don't do anything. I mean, a lot of people think we ain't trying or whatever, but I would give my life if my daughter could live. That's serious talk. I would give my life if my daughter could live. I would give my life if my daughter could live.
Don's meaning is 100% clear to me. He's expressing knowledge that Summer's dead. Those words in combination aren't typically used to say that someone is missing or somebody's gone because they were abducted. All of this, to me, spells death. And it also spells Don's knowledge that Summer is deceased.
When I was with Josie, I had to sneak and talk to him. Like, I had to sneak and talk to him about his sister. I can't believe this shit. I can't even talk to my sons about their fucking own sister. Oh, I'm not allowed to talk according to welfare and the courts and everything. I'm not allowed to talk to my boys about their missing sister. Like, what the fuck? Like, she's a ghost? What the fuck is this?
No,
I have 7 alibis. 7 alibis.
No, you don't.
Candace, she's going down.
So afraid that she's locked away. That's my great spirit, that she's not able to do any of these things anymore, or that she could possibly, you know, I don't want to think she's dead, but it's a possibility. I want to focus on the positive because it's so easy to get, you know, lost in that negativity and stuff, and it's just not worth it. So I'm just, I appreciate y'all, the good things you say, and
in your heart of hearts, what do you want to happen to the person that did this?
Well, I mean, I'm not a violent person at all, but when I see somebody hurt a little kid or something, I can't help myself.
So what do you think should happen? What do you think should happen?
I have to leave it to God, you know, and I know what prison's like, and I have mercy for anybody who's in prison, because you're lucky if you get out of there alive.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So would you want to see this person in prison?
I don't know if I could do that, let's be honest with you.
Yeah. So if the right person is caught, again, what would you do to that person?
I would have to turn it over to the Lord, you know, because the Lord says vengeance is mine. So I have to do that. I have to. God has changed my life, you know, big time.
Would you forgive him?
Well, I would do my best. I would do my very best to try.
And why?
You know,
and why?
Because God tells us to. It's our duty, you know. But whether I can actually do it or not is a whole other story, you know.
Do you think you'd ever be able to forgive the person that took Summer?
It depends on if they're working towards forgiveness or the situation, or it depends on a lot, you know. You know, of course, all the haters are going to say, "No way, I'll kill him," you know, all this and that. But you know, we don't know what the situation is. We don't know nothing about any of this. So I really, I don't know that I could. I mean, honestly, it depends on the severity of what happened. Really, honestly, if they took her and tortured her or something and beat her to death or something like that, I don't know. I don't think I can. I can't sit here and say that I could forgive him and like, no, I mean, I'd have to leave it in God's hands. Well, I don't know, and you know, I can't say that I could forgive him. Oh, you mean if they drop her off, like no harm, no foul? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We've been through a lot.
How did she get out of the basement?
Either somebody was laying in wait in the basement, or that dog trail there, because you know, if you just have a little bit of camouflage on, you're not going to see them.
Right.
And so they could have snatched her quick.
As soon as she turned 18, he raped her on her 18th birthday. Yeah, because he knew
once she turned 18, there wasn't a whole lot she could do about it or whatever. On her 18th fucking birthday. Pretty crazy. There was things she could do, but she didn't go crying. She don't go crying and for all attention and blah, blah, blah. She dealt with it. I got to give my daughter props on that.
Mother of missing 5-year-old Summer Wells reported her husband for a domestic assault. That's according to a report filed last week with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. The report shows officers were called to the Wells residence around 12:30 a.m. January 19th. Candus Bly allegedly told officers that she and Don Wells had been drinking alcohol and that he hit her, grabbed her by the throat, and pushed her against a wall. The report shows a different story from Wells, who claimed Bly had been drinking before he got home that night. He allegedly told police that while he and Bly did argue, he didn't touch her. The report states officers did not see any markings on Bly's neck. Neither parties were arrested, and both were referred to private prosecution. Meanwhile, the search continues for the couple's daughter, Summer Wells, who was reported missing in June of last year. Anyone with credible tips is asked to call the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
That's something that can be hard to do, to try to take them back to school. Well, I mean, I don't know why, but they're dealing with it okay more than me. They're doing a lot better than me and Candus are. Not why that is, but I don't know. Because when I was in school, one of my guys, that one of the kids that was in school with us, bought his son a shotgun, and somehow it accidentally went off and killed his dad right in front of him. And we never did see that kid back in school again. But that was his daddy, though. There's a difference, I guess.
Well, one time me and Josie, he just started crying. I don't even remember what I said to him or what. And he says, "Dad, it's not my fault." And he was crying. I said, "I know, son. I know it's not your fault. I'm sorry." And I don't even remember what I said to him or what to make him cry. But I just remember him saying it's not my fault. And I felt bad. But we ain't been the same. We ain't gonna be the same. Wyatt told my wife that if he would have went downstairs with Summer like she wanted him to, she probably wouldn't be gone. He feels like he's kind of guilty of it too. Waylon's too young. He's just too young to understand right now. No, they were all upstairs. The boys were playing Minecraft, a bunch of Minecraft and playing games on their phone like they always do. They get stuck on it. I'm gonna have to buy candy. Since she's been gone, I'm gonna have to buy it. Every time I saw the gas station, anything. When I think about it, when I'm pulling the driveway, the other day, Candus come pulling in the driveway, and I run out to the truck and get Summer. Forgot the minute that she wasn't with us any longer. The other day, Candus come pulling in the driveway, and I run out to the truck and get Summer. Forgot the minute that she wasn't with us any longer.
Oh, not much. Just getting ready to go back out, I guess.
Oh, were you?
Trying to get mentally.
I'm sorry this happened to you.
Well, it's not your fault. I appreciate it, though.
I
made the mistake of bringing Summer's case to YouTube, and I blame myself for that. I thought these guys could help. It's not our job to be on YouTube, with all these things. It's not these other creators' job.
I can see that you're worn down, and Candus is worn down and heartbroken.
They are. And when these guys go on there, and they, it's our fault for drinking. It's our fault for being stupid. We should have known better. But and I take the blame for that, and that's fine. And they might be projecting the anger on us, and I can kind of see that, I guess, and plus we've been complete idiots, drinking a lot. We never used to drink like that. We've always been kind of the weed smokers. We smoke a little weed and just watch TV and whatever, and have pretty much a normal life. We're not allowed to smoke anymore, and so not only that, with a lot of bad things going on, alcohol kind of consumes you, and there's a lot of hurt feelings. You can't just have a few drinks anymore. You're going to drink a whole damn bottle, that kind of thing. So we've had to work hard to just completely leave alcohol alone and everything else. And that's where we're at today. And it's not for me to share anything to do with the case like I have, which is wrong. I made a big mistake. I shouldn't share any information at all. It's our fault for bringing all the negative attention and doing all the dumb things we did, that drinking and all that. It was out of control, and I take responsibility for that. I will say though, if anybody's having problems with alcohol, just look at all the stupid things that we've done, and they'll probably change their mind about alcohol. I've learned a lot about alcohol, and it is a serious drug. It's bad. It's poison. It's harder to drink, I think, but it's one of the things that's in that list of the things or the people that will not make it to heaven. Alcoholics is one of them. I don't want to be in that category or any of the categories. I want to be with my family forever. My good friends. truth. It's not by my strength, or anything we do. It's not by our strength. It's by God's strength. It's and that's the truth. I'm no angel. You guys know that. I think this whole thing's been a real learning experience to me about alcohol, and I've come to a lot of realizations about alcohol. And unfortunately, it's been a real hard lesson, and it's been very embarrassing, some of the things that we've done. But we've learned a hard lesson. I believe. I appreciate y'all very much. I'm gonna get off here for the night, so I gotta get up early and take care of some things. God bless y'all. Appreciate it.
You just know that you got a lot of support over here, you and Candace, and we love you guys, and you keep the faith.
Thanks for being our friends. God bless you all. We love you guys too. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. God bless you, Don and Candace.
Bye,
y'all.
Bye.
Y'all know that I normally don't come up on...
I knew a 5-year-old.
Whatever, man. Nobody believes your bullshit, man.
No, they do. They don't believe yours.
Nobody's perfect. Well, hey, man, you know what? I told the truth. I made some mistakes, yeah.
There's a third
There
victim
are not
statement.
other victims.
There's a third victim
No, you're
statement.
lying.
No, I'm not. No, I am not, Don.
Yeah, you are. Then what other victims are there?
You said
Tell
the
me.
other night you said that there was...
You know so much.
I do.
You tell me. You act like you know so much.